So I'm going to put a disclaimer on this episode, which is that if you happen to hear fireworks in the background, that's because I have terrible neighbors. Seriously, it is the 3rd of July. It's not even the 4th of July yet in the United States. The 4th of July, if you happen to be living in another country, totally get it. If you have no idea that we celebrate Independence Day on the 4th of July, where we usually set off a bunch of fireworks, but it's the 3rd of July, and people are setting off fireworks, which is normally not an issue, except that it's 11:30 in the evening. I tweeted out, and I stand by this, that there is a special place in hell for people who set off fireworks past, I don't know, 10 p.m. on the 3rd of July. Come on now. Just don't even get me started. I feel like I could, it's really annoying. It is super, super annoying. We need to go down to the vendor and pick up potentially another weapon for one of our companions. So that's what we're going to go do. But like, come on, have some consideration. People have, some people work in the morning. Some people like us have kids that are sleeping, or like me, a baby that is sleeping. You know what I mean? Or here's another good one.
Looking for supplies?
Oh, you know what?
Not right now.
No problem.
I'm going to quickly deal with their inventory. Or, you know, have pets. That's a big one. If you have ever owned a dog or have been with somebody who has a dog, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Fireworks start going off. That poor pup wants to escape everything. And that's not okay. And, you know, unless you've owned a pet that is kind of skittish to like loud banging noises, I get it. You just don't know, but it's really dangerous for animals when it comes to setting off fireworks, because they will seriously just run away. And that's how a lot of animals go running away on 4th of July in the United States, because fireworks are actually awful. And it's sad, it's frustrating, because it's like, come on, have some consideration. It's after 10 p.m. Just go to bed. If you're out partying on the 3rd of July, which, yeah, I get it, it's a Saturday, whatever. Go find something else to do. I don't know, go play Mass Effect. Is that too much to ask? I'm just frustrated. All right, we're going to get into a bunch of Mass Effect today. So what we're going to do is push more side mission stuff, but a lot of this stuff is going to go very, very quickly. Not me going through everybody's inventory, that's for sure. This is going to take a minute. But then I don't really have to do it till towards the end of the game, when I start picking up the final bit of gear, where, you know, honestly, we are at the end of the game. I could go do the main mission that we're on, and then from there do I call it the follow-up mission, but for those of you who have played through Mass Effect 1, you know what I'm talking about. It basically initiates the end of the game, and then the follow-up mission, that is, and then we're done with Mass Effect 1. Then we go straight to Mass Effect 2, and you have no idea how excited I am. I can't speak tonight. It's all those fireworks. It's blown my brain away. You have no idea how excited I am for Mass Effect 2. The opening of Mass Effect 2 is still one of the most memorable moments in video games to me. It was one of those things that stuck with me at the time, and since then, thinking back on it, you know how it is. You're like, oh, yeah, Mass Effect 2. Yeah, Mass Effect 2 is a really good game. Then you think about it, and you think about the opening of that game, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That is one of the best games ever made. And that is actually why I believe Mass Effect 2 is one of the best RPGs ever made, period. Just out of every game, every RPG or game in general, Mass Effect 2 is way up there. And you're going to see why when we get to it. And it's not going to be that long from now that we actually get to it. But the reason it is good is because of the build up to it with Mass Effect 1. Also, it's just, that was like peak BioWare. Like, no joke. It was definitely peak BioWare. You could say the same about like Dragon Age Origins, which is around the same time as Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. So they definitely had things going on. All right, we just
looking for supplies.
Got through all of that inventory stuff in like 2 minutes. maybe it was 3 minutes.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Which is pretty impressive. So I'm going to go to sell. I'm going to sell all my junk. It had nothing, but we will very slowly. I know that this is a bunch of upgrades that I'm selling, but honestly, I'm one-shotting things anyways. I don't need it. My companions don't need it. I just want to keep them updated with some relatively good gear, so that way I don't have to worry about them going down, and I could actually rely on them to do a tiny bit of damage to enemies before I run over to them and one-shot them, because this is our life now. But ideally, I buy some extra stuff for my team here, or I just head back when I go back to the Citadel, which we are going to do before we initiate this next main mission. Go back there, and then which one was I looking at? The sniper rifle, shotgun, assault rifle. Yeah, I'm using the shotgun. The Krogan armor is really good. Right, I think I'm just gonna leave it. This is all 9. Medium armor Turian. I think I'm just gonna wait. Okay, let's go do some side mission stuff. I don't need to talk to anybody because even though we did a DLC mission, I don't believe it initiates any big conversations with companions. Like, typically speaking, in a BioWare game, you do a main mission, then you go and you talk to all your companions, and you get some extra dialogue and stuff. As long as you keep that kind of loop up, then you're pretty good. But when it comes to DLC missions in Mass Effect 1, which, by the way, I looked this up. There was only 2 DLC packs in Mass Effect 1. We already looked at all of these, right? I believe we did. There was the one we just did, which is Bringing Down the Sky, I think is what it was called. Is that what I named the episode? I believe I did. And then there was Pinnacle Station. Now, Pinnacle Station, I said this at the beginning of the playthrough, but I got the full story on this last night when I looked it up. Pinnacle Station was a DLC that is basically puts you in like a training thing. And that sounds super lame, but it wasn't as lame as it sounds. It was more like you got to... Yeah, you got to work your way through this training thing, and it was kind of cool. But the reason that DLC does not exist in the Legendary Edition, and not just the Legendary Edition, but in other things as well, is because the original, I'm gonna go check this, the original source files for Pinnacle Station are corrupt. And it was a different company that did Pinnacle Station. It was like an outsourced thing. It wasn't primarily BioWare. But, obviously they assisted in it. They went to them, they checked out their source files, and those were still corrupt, and it just didn't work. And it would have taken, according to the Legendary Edition team, it would have taken them 6 months to recreate it. And that, based on because that's due to their size of their team, they wouldn't have been able to do it in any fast amount of time, and it just wouldn't have been worth that kind of time investment to get Pinnacle Station out. So they're disappointed that they wouldn't be able to do it, but shrug, what are you gonna do? So that's kind of the story behind that. Hopefully that explains a little bit of that. I don't need to go to Novaria, but I am gonna check out all of these. I'm doing a full sweep of the galaxy, because I don't remember which side missions we have, where they're at, or where it wants me to go. So we're literally just sweeping through the entire galaxy, one system at a time. Get used to it, because when Mass Effect 2 hits and we're going through the planet scanning section, I am going to have some skips that I do where, if you've watched my hardcore Terraria series or any of my recent Terraria stuff that I've done, we got a survey here. Gas deposit surveyed. Scans from the orbit have detected a large concentration of helium-3. So if you've watched any of my Terraria stuff, you know that I do jump cuts, because just mining a hole in Terraria is kind of boring. Super boring to watch.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
We hit a side mission.
General distress call from the Sacred Angel Medical Transport. Critical system failure. Losing power. Emergency landing. Cargo. Communications failing. Life support and emergency transponder. Won't last. Please hurry.
Okay. I guess we'll go there. So yeah, the thing with the jump cuts is I really like Terraria, but it's no doubt that there's things that just need to be cut out. Let's see here. We took Garrus and Tally last time. Let's take Caden and Rex. It's kind of a weird combo, but let's do it. It's fun. It's different. We'll see what they have to say to each other. So when we get to Mass Effect 2 and parts of Mass Effect 3, I am going to jump cut some of the planet scanning. I am going to do all of the planet scanning. I'm going to complete all of that. We're going to do a full scan of everything, which is nice for us. But at the same time, that is some time commitment. That is going to be boring. Sure, I could talk about space stuff if I really wanted to, because we'll be flying around space. But is that good content? Mostly. I can only talk so much about that kind of stuff before I run out of content for you guys. So yeah, we'll do some jump cutting there. But as far as the rest of the games, and the rest of the content in the games, I think we should be fine. I think the planet scanning is really the only thing that I'm gonna jump cut. Oof, there was a firework right there. Told you. I don't know how well it comes through on the microphone, but it's really annoying. If it ever happens during dialogue, if we have any dialogue, I'm just gonna edit that out, but it's hard to edit out over commentary.
I'm on my way.
All right, what is this thing? That's a Turian corpse? I don't know about you, but I've never seen a Turian look like this before. Cover artifact. Turian insignia recovered. While searching the wreckage, you found a very old letter stamped with the Gothis colony insignia. Unfortunately, the text is indecipherable. All right. That's fine. Let's head down to this one, and then we have that, like, what is that icon supposed to be? It looks, it says debris, but it looks like a pyramid. Should I hit that one first and then go down here? Well, what is that? That's just, it does say debris. Let's go to the debris and see what it is. You know what I find fascinating about Mass Effect 1 is you see these environments where, like, they've created a planet, right? And obviously a level designer has come in here and had to terraform, you know, some what's what I'm looking for? Some geometry and make it look like it's a randomized, natural-looking planet, right? And then paint the texture on things, and you know, if you what's the way to put it? If you've ever used like the Warcraft 3 or StarCraft map editors, you know that when you like raise and lower terrain, the tool for putting the texture on automatically knows when you like go above too steep of an area like this right here. So it puts that like rock texture there. So it, you know, it does automate that part, and I'm not quite sure how the first Mass Effect was made in that regard, but I assume that it was something pretty similar. But a guy or someone, a team has sat here making this planet that you're on for, well, I don't know, 10 minutes. All right, I cut all that out. That was a big one. But it seems like a weird wasted development time. Electronic skill too low. Well, then how do I fix that? I'm actually not sure. Do I have to? Oh, I don't have any. Oh, you know what? Let's go. I'm gonna go back to the ship and come back down here and then drive back over. And I'm gonna bring some electronic people with me. So I got an achievement when I landed back on the planet, which was explore 4 uncharted worlds. What I find fascinating about that is it seems like you could just kind of cheese that achievement, because I obviously haven't landed on 4 uncharted worlds yet. But by using the same world twice, it counted. So there's a way to do that. Wait, is it not going to let me? There it goes. Let's just use Omnigel.
We got them all, Shepard.
Yeah, we got them. We killed them all. I switched out to Tally and Garrus because they're my tech team. It's kind of annoying that I actually can't use Rex and Caden because my tech skill would be too low. I mean, I'm probably going to use them on the next side mission anyways, because am I really that worried about some random loot and XP that I got? Not really. What I would be curious to look up, and it's actually what I intended to look up last night, and then ended up looking up the DLC stuff, was how does progression carry over from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2? No spoilers, but there is a bit of a reset for your character, and I'm curious how they, because I don't remember how they determine, you know, the time that you put into Mass Effect 1, your levels, your experience, and how that carries over to Mass Effect 2. I vaguely remember
Looks
them
like
just...
the signal's coming from that wreckage.
Careful, Commander. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Of course it's a trap. It's always a trap. You should have listened to Admiral Akbar. You know, yeah, I think in Mass Effect, or not Mass, yeah, no, it is Mass Effect 3. Or am I thinking Dragon Age? No, I'm pretty sure it's Mass Effect 3. In Mass Effect 3, when you import your Mass Effect 2 stuff, you get, you know, extra XP or skill points or something like that based on your progression from the previous game. So, you know, this math is wrong because, again, I need to look it up. But imagine you were level 20 in Mass Effect 2 and you imported into Mass Effect 3. Instead of having, you know, like 10 skill points that you could spend that you would normally have if you were... Was that it? Did I actually not get to scan that? Well, let's go look. Instead of having like 10 skill points that you would normally have from being level 20, and again, these numbers are super wrong, you get 5, but it's more than having 0 from not importing. I think that's how that worked. Obviously, it's a little different with Dragon Age because import-wise, it's not a rock formation that I can... thorium deposit. Oh, okay. You know what? Sure. Scan it. Survey. Survey says that it's a metal. Rare element surveyed. You have successfully surveyed a large deposit of thorium. Is that it? Am I done? I'm done. I bet you I'm missing a bunch of these. Like in general, because there's a bunch of elements and stuff that you have to scan. So yeah, I think in Dragon Age, or actually I don't think, I know that in Dragon Age it's a little different. Because you're not playing the same character through the entire series. You are indeed... Turian insignia recovered. Scans of the planet Canrum revealed dangerous levels of radiation coming from orbit. Chief Engineer Adams conducted further scans and discovered that the remains of an ancient warhead marked with a Parthia colony insignia. Yeah, you in Dragon Age play a different character in each game, so there is no crossover there. So they don't give you XP and stuff. You do start at level 1 in each of those games. But I do believe there is some crossover level and XP wise through 1 through 3 on Mass Effect, but it's not 1-to-1 from my recollection. All right, so we did, those 3 are clear. We don't have anything over there except the Citadel. So I think what we're gonna do is maybe, well, no, let's go like this, and we'll kind of like zigzag up, right? This is clearing of the galaxy. We're combing the galaxy. I was gonna make a Spaceballs joke, but I'll just leave that to your imagination. I don't mind doing this. I think it's fun. It's, in a way, it's gonna justify my jump cuts that I do for Mass Effect 2 when I'm doing scanning and planet scanning and surveying. Now there's actually a mini game that comes along with that. I'm not doing what I'm doing here, where I'm just literally jumping from planet to planet, zooming in and then zooming out and not reading any of the text. All right, we have a thing there that we can go to. I don't have anything there. It's possible that one of these planets is one that we've been to, just as a heads up. Let's go to this one. I believe this is the one that we did the worm on. I could be wrong. I need to take these 2 because I think that there was something there that was locked behind a tech requirement. And I didn't have the hacking skill for it. I think this is the right planet. I'll know when I open my map. Yep. Oh, no, this is a different one. All right, that's fine. There's a distress signal, there's debris, and there's a mummified Solarian. Oh, no, it is. Okay, so obviously the distress signal, gotcha. I never checked out the debris, I don't think, but we do have to go to the... Or no, maybe it was the debris. Oh, I don't remember which one was it. The mummified Solarian, I thought, was the thing that I didn't have the skill level for. Also, we know about the distress signal. Why would I need to go back there? I think I've even turned that mission. So I'm not going to worry about going to the distress signal. I'll just assume that that's popping up on the map like that because just it is. And you know, here's another thing. When you think about Mass Effect 1 and the age of BioWare that they were in, and now the age of BioWare that they're in now, they're very different ages in their company history. But Mass Effect 1, so far, sure, it's a great game, don't get me wrong, but does it feel like a big AAA game? I mean, at the time it did, but looking back on it, you're like, it wasn't their most polished piece of content. Dragon Age Origins, I feel like, was. Jade Empire, I felt like definitely was. But not all of their stuff has been. KOTOR was really good, sure. But you look back on it now and then you compare it to some of the other games in that era, you're like, okay, I get it. It's cool, but it had its issues. No, I don't want to go to the Normandy. Let's get this. I swear though, if they remastered KOTOR 1 and 2 with like the Star Wars Legacy Edition or something, I don't know. Oh, I can't believe I got that. That was really close. Really, that's all it was? Fine, we're going back. Then I would play the heck out of those games. In fact, that would be a playthrough that I do on the channel for sure. I don't think we're gonna get that anytime soon, but you never know. All right, so let's go back. How many systems have we, or not systems? How many what's the word? I guess it is systems. No, these are individual systems. How many galaxies? No, galaxy is no. We're in the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, I can land on that one. Let's check the rest of them in the system. Oh, I can survey this one. Matriarch's writings discovered. You were scanning the planet Prolin when a strange signal came from orbit. Navigator Presley determined the signal was from an ancient beacon. Your salvage team brought the beacon aboard and found one of Matriarch Diligna's writings in its storage compartment. Most of this stuff amounts to very little. But it's fine. It is, it's fun. Gas deposit surveyed. Scans from the orbit have detected a large concentration of xenon. Does this say, yeah, it's a gas giant. Gas giants are fascinating. If you've never looked at anything about a gas giant, I highly suggest you do because it is fascinating. and I'm saying that like, you know, you do have to take it as what I'm saying. It is literally fascinating. You basically have this giant ball of gas that in some regards we have no idea what's at the center of it. I mean, we have some idea, but it's a guess. Most of science is guessing. And the cool thing about the gas giants that we have in our solar system, such as Jupiter and Saturn, they are so big. They are so big. If you put Earth next to Jupiter, we would look so tiny in comparison to Jupiter. If we were in orbit as a moon around Jupiter, it would take up the majority of the sky a lot of the time. It's huge. It is so big. And I think one of the coolest parts of our solar system in general. You really have to appreciate just the magnitude. Why was that not getting me out? The magnitude of the gas giants in our solar system, just by virtue of, you know, how big they are, but how just like, oh crap, this is bad. Nope, crap. I'm not gonna get this one. Nope. 3, 2. Oh, I had less than a second remaining. That was fun. Do I need that stuff? No. Was it fun to get? Hell was. There's a stronghold, and there's an anomaly. I will get... Oh my goodness. Mako, stop driving weird. I want the Mako back from Andromeda. Was it even called the Mako? I don't remember now. I don't think it was. Maybe it was. But it's just, this is... Even with the improvements, I know I complain about it, but I feel like the controls could be slightly better. I mean, all you have to do is program a car. Does it need to have tank controls? No. Thankfully, it doesn't have literal tank controls where you're like hitting like A goes left, D goes right, and you have to literally hold A and D together to go forward, right? I'm glad that that's not the case, but still, it's still kind of annoying to deal with. Oh, this actually right here reminds me like how this is set up with the towers and everything, and you just kind of coming across it and taking out the Geth. Reminds me a lot of how the Mass Effect Andromeda open world worked, where you would kind of come across like a big area, like a big facility that you could go in and attack the denizens of because they were evil. And when you got there, you had to like, use your vehicle to take out things and turrets and whatnot. It's really cool. I love that about Mass Effect Andromeda. The more I think back on that game, the more I actually do enjoy it. It's good.
Go!
That says a lot about that game, I think, is that I'm not feeling like I played a really bad game, because it wasn't, and I made that argument while we were playing it. I think people didn't give it a fair treatment. I think it was actually a really good Mass Effect game, and the combat on it was phenomenal. The best that we've seen in the series. It just had its share of bugs when the game launched because they didn't have enough time to finish the game. It's a tough thing, game design. Especially when you have a large publisher pushing for you to have a game out by a certain time. And that means that you don't have proper time to polish. Wow, we're getting a lot of stuff. Polishing a product does take time. It's not something that you can just kind of wing it. And on top of that, it's one of the most obvious things that players see. Either they notice that the game is polished and they appreciate it. When goodness, the majority of Blizzard games up until the last, 8 years, let's say 6 years, within the last 6 years, the majority of Blizzard games when they launched were so polished. You look at Hearthstone, or, here's a perfect example. Look at Overwatch when it was in beta and alpha. They literally released the alpha, and I had gotten in. It was really cool. I got to play with a bunch of awesome people. Loved the alpha, right? Wow, I got like super stuck there. I can't believe I got that. But man, when that was released as alpha, it was like super polished. They could have released the game and it would have been better than most games released at the time. You discover evidence that the Asari leading these slavers and Nisana Ditanus, an important ambassador of the Citadel, are sisters. You should return to the Presidium and confront Nisana with this. Ooh, things are getting spicy. I think I need more Metagel. Or whatever it's called, Omnigel. Ah, crap. You know what it is? I became soft. I went through and I skipped over too many of these with the Omnigel. I'm also very much looking forward to Mass Effect 3 where I can jump over railings. Because I can't do that now. I can't jump at all. Wait, could you actually... Oh, now this is a weird memory thing. Could you jump in Mass Effect 3? You had to, no, you could vault. You could vault over things. Like I could vault up this, but I can't. Oh, no. Yeah. Mass Effect 1 controls. I can't go up and over things in this one. I guess you could do it in Mass Effect 2. You could vault up a box. And that was actually a pretty big deal. Why is that still showing as a stronghold? I went in there. I did stuff there. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna leave it. We'll assume that it's considered explored. We'll actually assume that the reason it still has that is because we just picked up the mission to go back to the Citadel. But yeah, in Mass Effect Andromeda, you could just, because you had the boosters, so you could jump and dash around. I guess in Mass Effect 2 and 3, you can't jump. Whoa, that's a weird thing, because that's not something I would have remembered until just now when I realized that in my memory betrays me, because I remember being able to jump, but the reason I remember being able to jump is because I remember having a really cool jetpack in Andromeda. You know what? That game was awesome. Go play Andromeda. Give it a fair shake. It was really good. And all of the stupid graphical and strange glitches and stuff like that, most of that has been fixed. It was just that first month or two that the game had some pretty strong bugs going on. That's a shame. You know, publishers are good for the industry in the fact that they provide funds. Matriarch's writings recovered. It's not clear who lived here, but it appears to have been abandoned for some time. The container in the tent held, among other things, one of Matriarch Deligna's writings. Area map. Okay. We got a bunch of money. All right, let's head back to the Normandy. I kept hitting F, but it was not letting me go back. Where do I want to? Okay, I guess I should keep doing this stuff. We are making actually extreme progress right now. I know it doesn't seem like it. We're just kind of jumping between planets, but being serious, we do have a lot of progress. I'm just double checking these planets here because I thought there was another land, but I guess not. All right, so we've done that one. We've done this one. Let's go to Gnosis. I think, man, yeah, publishers are really good for bringing in money and for allowing studios to go make games, but they can also put deadlines and unrealistic expectations on developers, and that leads to projects having not enough time to polish or to finish the project, or having to certainly reduce the scope of a project. But at the same time, that's also a good thing, because it's really easy for a company to take a project and have it go way outside of a realistic scope and spend far too long actually working on it. That is pretty normal, especially in the indie development scene. Turian insignia recovered. Scans of the planet Pharos revealed an abandoned base on its moon. The recon team found nothing of interest, but much of the debris was marked with the Magna Colony insignia. Getting a bunch of these insignias. Salamis. What a planet name. Oh, and you know what I was reminded of the other day? Is they're making Mass Effect 4. I totally forgot about that. Gas deposit surveyed. Proteus has a large amount of free oxygen. Was it the Game Awards? I believe it was the Game Awards where they announced it this last year. Survey. Gas deposit surveyed. While scanning this gas giant, you detected a large concentration of helium-3. I'm pretty hyped for Mass Effect 4, but in a very cautious way. And that comes twofold. So okay, so we did these three. We did this one. And we've done this one. So I'm gonna do this one and this one. Just kind of laying out my path here. We have 3 systems in here. So, they obviously showed a brief cinematic. If you haven't seen it, I do suggest going and looking of what's her butt. Wow, my brain has pooped. Rare element surveyed. Scans of orbit have detected a large deposit of uranium. Goody. What? Actually, did they just show one character? No, they showed a couple characters, I thought. But Liara, that's her name. I don't know why my mind was not working on it. Matriarch writing discovered. You've recovered a strange object orbiting Ploba. Chief Engineer Adams and Tally tried unsuccessfully to determine its origin. They did find one of Matriarch Deligna's writings stored within. So they showed a brief thing of her. We'll survey this gas deposit and get a hydrogen thing. So that means, she's going to be in the game. I can land on that one. Wow, this system has a lot going on for it. Let's go look at this. All right, let's go land over there. So, but we know the Asari live a long time. So she's in it. I don't know what other characters are going to be in it. We'll see. I don't know what's going on with that. On one side of things, it sucks that they're continuing the Milky Way story because they've teased that. Because obviously in Andromeda, you go to a different galaxy. And my goodness, that was really cool. It was cool because it gave you a look at what you can do in the Mass Effect universe without being bound to the Mass Effect relays and the rules that were set forth at the beginning of this game, right? Because if you remember correctly, you have the Mass Effect relays, and that was discovered by the citizens of the Milky Way, and then they'd use those to jump around to other relays, and it was that technology that allows them. They thought it was made by the Protheans, but obviously we've learned since then that is wrong. They thought that that technology was left behind by an ancient civilization, being the Protheans. But we have a worm. We have a Thresher Maw. Hey, remember the really cool boss fights in Andromeda? Oh, goodness. You know what? The more I think about it, the more I'm like, Andromeda was really good, wasn't it? It was like the dragon fights in Inquisition. It's really cool. Anyways, so yeah, we've since learned that, well, actually, the Mass Effect relays are from other things. Let's not die to this. Nope. Drive forward, drive forward, drive forward, drive forward, drive forward, drive forward. Boost, 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 boost. Let's take out tentacles. Look at this. Mass Effect doing big boss fights before it was cool. Right, get up. You know what I mean? Get up, Thresher. That multi-stage boss fight. That's fun. Oh, crap. I've done too much damage. Are we getting another tentacle phase, or is he just moving? He wasn't happy with this spot. It's like when you lay in bed and you're uncomfortable, so you like change sides like 3 times. Roll over on the left side, you're like, no. Right side, like, heartburn. All right, we got something from that. I don't know what we got. It has a marker over here. I'm gonna check the ground to make sure there's no scan. Yeah, okay, that's fine. There is ancient debris though, which I bet you is gonna have some random item in it that isn't necessary for us to get.
You lead. I'll follow.
I'm trying to recover this artifact. Okay. Turian insignia recovered. There are no signs of any survivors. The pod is empty except for a small tattered flag marked with the Niminese colony insignia. Okay, cool. Now we'll head up here. Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda had big boss fights that were very similar. I think they were worse than the Inquisition dragons. And obviously Andromeda had a lot of influences from Inquisition. They started the development of Inquisition, and then during that they moved to Andromeda because EA was like, make more of these type games. Sure, big open world stuff, lots of stuff to do. That was the thing at the time. So yeah, they added their cool boss fights in, but they got kind of samey. I guess you could say the Inquisition dragons were kind of samey. I mean, you're fighting a dragon, but each one had its own unique thing that it did. Like the dragon in the Highlands had all the fire stuff, and then it like summoned a bunch of of little whelplings and stuff. It was really cool. It was really, really cool.
Where is everybody?
Good point.
Securing point.
Where's everybody? Let's go look around. Can I get into these? I can take some loot. I could take the stuff that I have and break it down. But as we have recently found out going to the Citadel, I still don't have enough money to buy all the licenses and stuff. I don't know if that's an achievement. Actually, I don't think that is. I took a look at the achievements. Man.
According to these data logs, the survey team unearthed some kind of alien technology.
Guess we should head to the excavation site then.
Okay, I guess we can do that. Yeah, so I... hold on, let me focus on this. Oh, you know what? I should also quickly check shotguns. Because, okay, just making sure that I didn't get anything super good. Because we have been kind of doing all this side stuff. Right, where does it want us to go? I've lost my train of thought, too. Excavation site just over here. Which I think this is going to be the main thing it wants us to do here, which is totally fine. Yeah, the boss fights in Andromeda were still cool to have, though. You can't deny that. All right, this is clearly like the main thing to do. So let's go to this debris, and then we'll come back here. And then we'll clear this, and that'll be another planet down. I am quite happy with our progress. I have cleared out like a good... well, I would say close to half of the little galaxy because of just how many other systems we have left versus how much side stuff we have left too. I should actually take a look at our missions real quick once I get down here and kill whatever this red marker is. Is it another thresher maw? That would suck, but I could see it being the case. Oh, it's up over this little crater. All right, what's over here? No. I see red marker. Oh, Geth? Scavengers? Yeah, Geth. Okay, that's fine. Hi, Geth. You're fine. Get out of here. Dead. Was it Geth? No, it's Turians.
Moving out.
It looked like Geth to me. Everything looks like a Geth from a distance. Oh, goodness. I am one with the decrypting. Become one with decryption. Really? That was it? I feel like I'm expecting more from these. I'm not getting... like, it's not living up to my expectation. This boils down to a fundamental design decision that you have to make and either stick to or not, and then that really determines whether or not things are generally good as far as exploration in an open world is concerned. You have to have, in my opinion, you have to have rewards be greater than the difficulty or the pain in the butt it is to explore. And what I mean by that is if you had a giant open world game, let's take Inquisition because it's a good example, or Andromeda as well, to explore. And the only thing you got out of exploring it
Securing point.
was like just an achievement, or not even that, just like a codex entry and no XP or anything, then you wouldn't feel inclined to do any kind of exploration. Discovery. This device is transmitting tight beam signals into geosynchronous orbit. This disrupts the survey team's GPS satellites, causing them to crash nearby. Disable transmitter. All right, well, then that explains why there's a bunch of these laying around, which I don't think I can scan. So
Yes, ma'am.
we're just going to go hop in here, and we're going to go to the base. And hey, now that we've turned that off, maybe it'll help whatever's going on here. So yeah, like, you know, if you have big open world that you can explore and get things out of, you also need to have a level of rewards that are equal to the amount of time that you're going to put in to fully explore, or to explore just even a little. So a good example of this that I can go off the top of my head is The Witcher 3. In The Witcher 3, there is in White Orchid, right? Oh, whatever the first like little tutorial area is. I say tutorial area, but it's actually quite big. By going and exploring the whole thing, you very quickly come upon some stashed loot that is really quite good. So it teaches your head to be like, okay, exploring is going to get me upgrades. So therefore, I'm going to go and explore, right? You go and do that. And then sometimes you come across, and this is also taught in that same area, you come across random side missions that you can go and get. And then you're getting treated to story, and you're getting treated to extra items and money and just stuff. But in Mass Effect Andromeda, they leaned a little too heavy on their ideas for Inquisition. And the result is a lot of the exploration in that game feels very useless because you're not really, and you see what I'm doing here. Actually, this is a perfect example. I'm not really getting any gear upgrades. I guess technically I'm getting a bit of money, but at the end of the day, like,
Enemy contact.
is it worth it? No, not really. Oh, we got some husks here. Oh, that's actually not good. Why do we, get out. Why do we have husks? I guess the good news is I actually have the shotgun for this. This is like the perfect weapon against these guys. You know, in Mass Effect 1, the side stories I'm being treated to because I've decided to explore these areas and do these side missions are nothing revolutionary. They're not.
The survey team must have unearthed some alien technology that turned them into mindless fanatics.
I bet it was a Prothean beacon or something. So yeah, you don't really ever feel like you're being super rewarded, narratively speaking, or power,
Whatever
like
they found,
player
it's
power.
long gone now.
I don't know. This looks very Reaper-y to me. Kind of looks like Sovereign. That's all I'm saying. It's bad. That's bad. I think that tells its own story. I don't need to really. Oh my goodness. There was a lot of them all of a sudden. Should have brought Liara, but I didn't know. Do I have things to my left? I do. I'm waiting for the heat to go down on my weapon a bit. Set our barrier. That accounts for all of the Exogeny survey team. They were converted to cybernetic husks by devices similar to those used by the Geth on Eden Prime. How they came to be buried on a frontier world so far from Geth territory is a mystery. Or, we also just did kind of figure that out on our own. That's not a mystery at all.
Commander.
All right, what's on the other side of these? It's possible that we're going to have more enemies here. We shall see. No, got some loot. But that's the problem. We're not getting loot that is like hyper good to us. I was very easily able to just go and buy like my best weapon. Sure, I saved up some money for it, but it's not something I did intentionally. I was just playing the game. You see what I mean? Like, if I came in here and I was being treated narratively, then I wouldn't really care about the items. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we're learning some really cool stuff. And yeah, I guess technically speaking, we did learn something cool. We learned that this particular dig site, they've essentially uncovered a Reaper or something like it. And that's kind of cool because we were able to piece it together. They didn't need to tell us that. I didn't need any long thing of exposition. I didn't need that. It's right here in the middle. You can kind of determine it for yourself, right? That's fine. That's a player-driven exploration narrative. But going out and seeing like these random boxes and stuff that I've been scanning on the planets, and they get me like a few pieces of loot that I'm not going to use, that seems less rewarding. And it makes me as a player go, well, then what's the point? Like, yeah, I could go do everything and open up the maps for all of these, like on the wiki, and figure out where all of the little secret things are, but I'm not being rewarded for that. Whereas in The Witcher 3, I felt like I was being rewarded for that. I felt like every time I would go out and explore, I would find myself attached to some new side story quest. And that was fun. And it's not just that I was attached to some side story thing. There was also good loot to be found. You would come across like patterns for legendary gear. That was really cool. So you kind of get the idea that, yeah, there is stuff to do in Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect Andromeda, Dragon Age Inquisition. Less so Dragon Age Inquisition. I think, yeah, it did have a lot of busy work. Actually, it has a lot of busy work now that I think about it. But there were some really cool things along the way that encouraged you to go do the exploration, such as the dragons and other little side story stuff that you came across. But with this, I don't feel encouraged to do that. And with The Witcher 3, I did. I felt like those side stories always had some weird, fun way of looping back to be a part of the main story, and it made you feel like you should. What did we find? We found titanium. It made you feel like you should be exploring this stuff because at the end of the day, you were getting rewarded for it. You were getting things in your main story. Oh, what's this? Tree insignia. All right, cool. Well, let's go land here real quick, I think. Land there. And then I need to take a look at my side missions. Let's get Liara and Tally. Yeah, I like having Tally with because she's got all the tech skill for us to unlock stuff at the moment, which is good for going and exploring all this stuff. Is any of this going to have an effect on Mass Effect 2 and 3? I don't remember. That's the problem. So we're just doing it anyways to make sure that, you know, this side stuff. Oh, this is a cool planet. Ooh, land on 8 uncharted worlds. Look at me. I'm the best. All right, let's go to this. Ironic that the main mission is called Race Against Time. We're over here just doing side missions. So when it comes to valuable minerals, we've gotten more than enough gases. We haven't found any heavy metals, light metals. We still need 17 or 18 rare earths. We still need 17. We're not going to get that. These are quote unquote plot items. Yeah, I don't think so. Sorry, diplomacy. I have the data pad. Science battle. No. Okay. Strange transmission. Find the commune. We haven't done that one yet. We haven't done the Cerberus. We've done 4 out of 10 of the Asari writings. Like, you know, before we go back to the Citadel, we should actually have a lot of this stuff. And we should be able to, well, we have 5 out of 13 emblems. We should be able to turn a lot of this stuff in. I mean, what level are we at? Squad. We're 24. I don't remember. Oh, and I've leveled up. I need to put points into Shock Trooper. I don't know what the max level is in Mass Effect 1. I don't even know if there is a max level. So that is something that I have to consider, but you know, we'll get through it. I may max out my leveling before I even hit the main mission the next time. Guess we'll have to see. I want to max out damping. All right, cool. Let's go see what's on this planet.